a clear sphere with a dark cube in the middle. This is something that our pilots consistently are seeing, and this is not something they see every once in a while, but like I said, consistently. Remember, last July in 23, one of our pilots, Ryan Graves, said that they see these things, that they present a national security risk, he believed, and him and also Commander David Fravor, along with David Grush, as everyone knows. And this never gets old because this is very important information. He says that they see these things all the time. And not to mention in other interviews like Jeremy Corbell and George Knapp, some of the other journalists that have talked about these spheres with the dark cubes, they say sometimes they sit there for weeks and days, but what could they be? And you ask yourself, when you're a pilot and you see this, you automatically think, okay, this is some sort of a drone, some sort of a foreign adversary, and could it be presenting a threat? Well, they don't know that, and they talk about payloads and things of that nature, that if they have a payload, then sometimes they have to fire upon these things. But have you thought that what we see here on Earth might be something totally different as far as that goes? I've heard other detailed stories from people like Alex Collier say that they have been on ships and they look a certain size, but when they go inside of these ships, it's a whole world. A world with food and everything else and all the necessities that people need to survive, and that these alien beings were there. Could this possibly be, and this is the question I have for you guys, could this possibly be like a whole galaxy in there? Remember the movie Men in Black, and the cat had the whole galaxy, the little necklace, and it was maybe it is exactly something like that. And I know that sounds crazy to people who don't know anything about what I'm talking about, because that's not no, it's not possible.
No, it's already crazy. You're already talking about flying things or aerial things and don't know what they is. So ain't nothing out the realm of possibility these days, I'll tell you that.
Possible in a biological realm, but maybe that's not even in our realm. Maybe it's sitting there and we're seeing it, but it's presenting the holographic effect, just like David Grush was saying, where it's casting shadows and that we're just having to catch it. Well, and really, in reality, it's something totally different. I don't know. Could this possibly be a whole world inside of this thing? Because in the world of technology, as we know, things are not always what they seem. Leave your comments.
I find it suspicious as shit that NASA has time to worry about an ocean on another planet's moon, but our ocean is still 80% unexplored. That makes me think y'all know what's down there. Making us look up even further is this mini moon that everyone is talking about and making such a big deal about. But here's the thing, it's not all that rare, it's not all that special. It happened in 2006 until 2007, and then for 2 years from 2020 until 2022. This makes me believe even further that they know exactly what the hell is in that ocean, and that's why they're trying to get us off this planet, keep us looking up. They don't want to tell us what's in that ocean. This just happened in Miami a few days ago. You see an object come out of the water. And then you have government officials who are retired from the Navy writing papers like this called Beneath the Surface, We May Learn More About UAPs by Looking in the Ocean. This paper goes on to detail several attacks on Navy equipment from something in the ocean. It's chalked up to, we don't know what's down there because 80% of it's unexplored. So again, I ask, why in the hell is NASA investigating another planet's moon's ocean when we have 20% of ours mapped? We have things attacking our Navy equipment that we don't even know what the hell it is because, again, we don't even know how deep the ocean goes.
Y'all know how we just had that super moon like 2 nights ago? Look what somebody seen on the moon, yo. Look at that shit. Yo. Look.
And first of all, that's a great camera. How do you get some footage like that?
What's that? Look at that shit. You can see it moonwalking across the moon, yo. Oh. What is that? And look how the moon look wavy up there. Like, don't it look wavy or something? As above, so below, yo. And on that night, it was a couple of strange things that was happening. The moon was looking crazy, y'all. And it was also this that was above the moon. And everybody else was saying that, yo, it kind of reminds me of the movie Don't Look Up. Do y'all remember that? Think about it. We're not visibly supposed to see the second moon, right? So what is that then? This video is just for entertainment purposes only, y'all. You feel me? But yo, y'all can't lie. This shit is starting to really get sci-fi and spooky as shit, yo. Oh my!
Now this is really weird. Astronomers have been taking really high definition photos of the moon, combining thousands of images. In these images, you can see for yourself the moon is rusting. It's turning blood red. This blood red color is because of hematite. Now that's the interesting thing, is hematite shouldn't be possible. Hematite is a type of rust that should only be able to appear when there is water and oxygen. What's even more strange is the fact that the moon is turning blood red. People are saying that this is prophecy that has been made thousands of years ago, and now it's being fulfilled. And the prophecy is about the end of the world. So, what is going on with the moon? We need to figure this out, but it's starting to look creepy.
I've got a video of this UFO spotted over Phoenix just the other night. Yeah, the UFO that I circled in the center of this picture. And I got a couple different clips of it. So without further ado, let me just show you. This was filmed around Phoenix just the other night by somebody driving by. And you can see it's clear, baby, clear. But like I said,
Hey, wasn't that the Phoenix lights they had that was like real big? It was like huge back in the day. It's like Phoenix getting everything, man.
I've got more than one clip of that thing. Or should I say this thing, the UFO spotted over Phoenix. And I do mean UFO, unidentified flying object, which could mean a bunch of things. Alien spacecraft, drone, balloon, or something else. But let me just show you that next video clip. Here it is, baby cakes. What do you think this could be? You know what? That went by pretty quick. Let me show you that again, but slowed down. Like I said, filmed over Phoenix, a triangle of 3 lights with a 4th light in the middle. What is it? What do you think that could be? Let me know what you think.
My guess is probably a military exercise, flying in formation. I don't know. Leave your thoughts down in the comments.
This new UFO video out of Phoenix. And the place to let me know is the comment section, Booshkies.
According to AI, I need to build a pyramid to escape the simulation. I can't make this up. It's told me to find glitches, use ancient knowledge, and learn geometry. To interact with the source code like a hacker, pyramids and mandalas in specific proportions may resonate with the underlying code. Strange coincidence, we have a ton of those to study. The biggest mandala in the world, actually, is Borobudur. Its architecture is a harmonic pattern. To figure this out, someone has to know that sound makes shapes. If you run a bowstring across a metal plate with sand, you can see these patterns. There's a math equation that lets you calculate those. If we make a 3D model of that in Blender or Houdini, we can simulate what any frequency looks like. Borobudur's architecture mirrors a frequency. This is not uncommon at all in the ancient world. Chichen Itza follows a similar frequency. How would we do that on something like a pyramid, though? Rick Draco can show you. It makes 3D models of vibration. Each layer is a pattern within the frequency. A very complex frequency assembled layer by layer may look something like Ramadan Temple. Hindu and Buddhist culture often use mandalas to represent chants, mantras, or frequencies. The fact that many ancient places share similar patterns to these mandalas may indicate that there is a resonance relationship there. No other place resonates with the source code better than the Great Pyramid of Giza. Its geometry encodes the circumference of the Earth, the length of the year, the relationship between the Earth and the Moon, at least 4 universal constants, and the speed of light, and the angle needed to view a rainbow. Corner angle is the same angle a raindrop refracts light. If you use a perfect glass sphere to illustrate this, the Great Pyramid exactly fits the refraction dimensions. If we make the height of the pyramid 1 unit of any dimension, it sets up a harmonious relationship with a perfect sphere. Which is wild, because harmony, sound, and frequency is the next point AI made, citing 432 and 528 Hertz as measurements to look out for. The Great Pyramid is a reflection of Earth at that scale. The last 2 points are meditate to connect to the network. I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say it's probably the Schumann network I talked about in that video. The alignments of these places may be access points to deeper layers. Rituals here may provide access points different from everyday locations. I'm sure we all know that the Great Pyramids are aligned to Orion. The air shafts are also aligned to very significant celestial influences in the ancient world. So it appears like the temples are using the Earth as some sort of network, probably performing various functions. Using consciousness, we connect to this network, and then we use the ancient guidebook that was left for us to navigate harmoniously into that. At this point, I heard from
inside the garage. I thought it was like a chainsaw in the distance. Probably about to sting my head. He's gotta be about wore out by now. I think he just crap. It's backing me up.
Have you guys ever heard about cyborg technology? They would even like to call them nanobots. Now listen what Google have to say about this. These micro air vehicles are the future of surveillance for the Air Force. This is our military, but why is they creeping up on us with these little gadgets? That's the big question. Now there's rumors out there that these little bugs was created in the 1970s, and the inventor was a watchmaker. These bugs are so small, they can land on you and take a DNA sample without you even knowing it. This little bug here will be called the mosquito drone. And instead of it having a stinger to bite, there's rumors out there that this mosquito will have a syringe, a camera, a microphone, and a battery source to keep it charged up. Now what I love about this topic, you can find this information on Google. This is on their database. And they talk about how these little bugs could be remotely controlled from a computer.
Hey, in my thoughts, man, these bugs been around forever. You ever had like a gnat that just seemed like he just in your face? Like, I don't know, man. Leave your thoughts in the comments.
This is spyware. This is your eyes in the sky. But this year, 2024, is the age of truth. And all the secret agendas is being exposed. And they say the truth will hurt those who believe in the lies. I hope y'all like the lecture. Love and wholeness, family.
I think it's a girl. You ever been sitting here and see how many guns they got? Put a little camera right on the front of that shit.
Right? You literally can't be in debt. You can't have a student loan debt. You can't have mortgage debt. You can't have tax debt because there's no money to owe.
If you could understand, if people understood just that simple part right there, how is there anything to owe? Because I used my social in that consumer credit transaction anyway. And according to 15 USC 1602I, it actually tell you in any consumer credit transaction, the actual natural person is the one extending the credit. And we know businesses aren't natural people because they know that everything was given to us from God. Again, this is trust law.
Yeah.
So they gave us this trust, this social to actually pay for everything. But how slavery works, because you pay for everything when you give them your social. Now how slavery works is, well, let's not tell them that everything is paid off, but let them go work a 9-to-5 job, slave, and still go and double dip and pay us again a second time around for something that was paid off the moment you gave me your social. But that's how they keep everyone trapped in the matrix, because if everyone in the matrix knew that everything was already paid, the whole world would be different. Who would be working a job?
Hey, you know what? Hey, I ain't doing nothing no more. I'm just gonna wake up. I ain't paying no bills. I ain't doing nothing. And I'm gonna tell them it was already paid when I first came into this world. I wonder how that's gonna work out.
For what? For why? Everything's already paid for. So and that would mean that we the people have more time for ourselves, for our family, to think, to operate. And that's exactly what this system doesn't want you to do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They have to,
because we would have the time and energy and resources to build a new parallel.
You might have already seen this map of the Tartarian Empire, but a detailed map with the names of the different provinces is hardly known. So, let's take a closer look at the Tartarian Empire and the people who used to live there. First things first, let's clarify something. The Tartarian Empire and Great Tartary are often used as synonyms today, but they're not exactly the same thing. Great Tartary was the largest province within the Tartarian Empire and was further divided into Siberia, the Russian Empire. Yes, you heard that right. And to the southeast, there was Chinese Tartary. And no, Chinese Tartary shouldn't be confused with China itself, as it was much smaller than today and located right beneath it. Other parts of Great Tartary included independent Tartaria, Tibet, and what we now know as Pakistan was referred to as Mughal Tartaria. It's important to note that the term Mogul has nothing to do with Mongol, nor is it related to present-day Mongolia. The word Mogul actually comes from Greek and simply means great. Now let's shift our focus to the smaller parts of the Tartarian Empire found in Europe. We had Muscovite Tartary, which coexisted alongside the Russian Empire, Cuban Tartary, and Little Tartary, which corresponds to modern-day Ukraine. But here's a crucial point to remember. Tartaria has no connection to the Turkic Tatar people of today, and multiple historians have made it clear. Tartary was more like a union of diverse provinces in Asia and Europe, ruled by the Russians in the north. Some even interpret the Russian coat of arms as a symbol of the Russians conquering Tartaria, because it features a knight slaying a dragon. The truth is, the Tartarian Empire never used the dragon as its symbol. Instead, they embraced the griffin, a mythical hybrid creature with the traits of an eagle and a lion, both widely recognized Indo-European symbols and often seen on the coat of arms of European noble families. Dragons, on the other hand, have always been associated with China and its subgroups like the Mongolians. The Tartarian Empire faced its downfall at the hands of the Chungars, a subgroup of Western Mongolians around 1530 AD or 7038 according to the Slavic calendar. The name Tartaria derives from the gods Tark and Tara, who are the children of Perun, a deity worshipped by Slavs and other Indo-European peoples. According to the beliefs, Tark and Tara were the protectors of Asia, known as the land of the Oz or Aesir people.
Okay, so if you've ever seen a UFO, an alien, if you've seen spirits or ghosts, if you've seen angels or demons, I'm going to explain this all through plasma, the fourth state of matter, so stay tuned. So I have a theory that plasma, the fourth state of matter, which is an ionized gas, I have a theory that there is a special type of plasma, one we cannot see, that is all around us. Think of animism, the first thing even before religion. It was that all things, including people, animals, inanimate objects even, have a spiritual essence and are animated. So to give you a little foundation, there was something called ether back in the day. They also named it quintessence, the fifth essence. Basically, it was known as the propagation of light and gravity. They called it luminiferous ether in the 1800s, and then they proved that it was not real based on the Michelson-Morley experiment. Number one, the experiment was really fucked. And number two, there was definitely an interstellar medium, and now they call it plasma, but say, hey, it's not ether, but like there's plasma and then there's the quantum field, and they've separated it all. So we can just be stupid and not invent. Sorry, I got cut off. So we could just be stupid and not invent anything cool like Nikola Tesla tried to. And it has to do with free energy. So I have decided to put these things back together and prove how plasma is ether. Basically, this theory I'm working on suggests that plasma is a conduit for consciousness. It is the vehicle for consciousness. It holds consciousness. I'm going to get to aliens in a second and ghosts, don't worry. So basically, there is a special type of plasma that is intelligent within itself, but also holds consciousness as we understand it. They are two different things, and consciousness reflects off plasma to experience itself. Plasma is the clay. It is the matrix. It is the divine feminine. It is Mary Magdalene. It is Inanna. It is Isis. It is Persephone. We each have a soul made of bioplasma, which is a field extending outside of our body. We also have blood plasma inside of us, which is responsible for a shitload of things. Plasma is magic, and even though it shows up in different ways, it is actually the same thing. I know that space plasma is different than blood plasma, but they have the same functions. Trust me, they're magic. So not only am I suggesting that plasma, a special type of plasma, holds consciousness, which is basically an iteration of the space plasma, the ionized gas they talk about, I'm just talking about that combined with ether. That explains everything about. It's literally a grand unification theory. And I'm early in this work, but you can sign up for my book in my Stan store. The link is in my bio for when it comes out. It's going to be called A New Force, and it's about the metaphysics of plasma. Because everyone already talked about consciousness. We don't need to know about that right now. We can barely understand that. That's very masculine, which is great. We need consciousness. But we also need to understand plasma, the great mother, and that's the time we're going into right now, y'all, age of Aquarius, which is actually about the age of innocence and child and grandmother spider. But we'll get into that another time. So also that this plasma is a medium for light, just like ether was. Some things that are just like this are chi, prana, the Akashic field, the collective unconscious, the quantum field. There are many similarities. They're literally all the same thing with different words. Plasma is yet another word, the plasma field, to explain this. I know it's not the only way, I know it's not the only word, but it's the first thing that we're actually studying in science, and we don't even know. We're studying the mother god. Okay, aliens, ghosts, and angels, and spirits. Oh, and very quick, so you understand the functions of plasma, it's a very as above, so below thing. You could actually look at blood plasma and learn about a lot about the special type of plasma I speak about. Its main functions are transportation, communication, protection, maintaining balance, transmutation, healing, and oops, just hit my cat by mistake. If plasma holds consciousness, might this be the ships that these conscious beings are flying around in? Let's get into it. When you think of plasma in our universe, think of a painting. It's all made of plasma. It's all the cosmic ocean. You could even think of it as water if you want. And in this, there's different gradients, there's different densities. So there's like what the soul is made out of, which is a little bit of a denser plasma. And then there's this plasma that has this light consciousness in it, which looks like UFOs or orbs or beings of light. Then there's blood plasma, space plasma, dusty complex plasma, which has the building blocks of life. But just picture plasma as the paint, and everything is made out of it, just in different colors and gradients, and there's different functions. It literally is the granification theory. Okay, really quick, for the purposes of this video, no, I'm just gonna get into it. Okay, aliens. So there are two types of aliens. There are these interdimensional beings, which can show up as angels, aliens, beings, and then there are visitors from other planets. Those are legit aliens. They might use plasma to travel here. I'm not saying they don't. So there's plenty of theories that have came out that a lot of the UFOs are plasmas. I have a video all about this. Go check it out. Even in the CIA papers, the unidentified flying object spotted in somewhere last month was a plasma fireball spinning at a high speed. Interesting. If you want a visual, this is something called ball lightning. It is plasma. This is a weather phenomena. It might be intelligent, but this is animalistic. It's almost like an animal that bites you, but it doesn't mean to. This can actually kill people or enlighten people with wisdom. This is separate from the alien phenomena. Then there's what you called orbs, which is plasma with consciousness. It is intelligent. It is the ship for alien interdimensional life. It is holding their consciousness using plasma and in some high-tech way. This is why I'm going to get into people see demons. This is why people see plasma beings or light beings, much like this little plasma being someone drew. Something also very interesting to think about is plasma shares a lot of properties with metals. I plugged it into ChatGPT, and it did say theoretically plasma really, under extreme conditions, does not become a metal in the traditional sense, but its metallic behaviors, and if it rotates very fast, it could appear to behave like a metal. But here's the thing, plasma has its own technology where it can appear also metallic. This might have to do more with what they find in UFOs that seems like metal, but maybe it's a type of plasma. But plasma's intelligence they could harness to make it basically appear to you. However, it's the shapeshifter. It appears, however, either you want to see it or what they want you to see, depending on two different things, which I'll get into. Plasma is also fractal, which might explain why people see angels in very fractal ways, or when they see UFOs that shapeshift. This could be why, because they're made of plasma, which is fractal. You could learn more about plasma fractals by Googling. I have too much to talk about in this video. Plasma can be fractal. Here are the ways why if you want to screenshot it. Beautiful plasma fractals. Also, the reasoning why you might see different colors, I would look up biogeometry. I don't know much about this exactly, but I do think it all connects to why plasma, with the consciousness it's holding, we might see different color spectrums, which is why the plasmas change color. And these are some of the colors, even negative green, interesting. Even Project Condign, which was a huge project about secret UFOs, they reported that a lot of them were plasmas, a phenomenon, and that the close encounters might have to do with these plasma-related fields. Basically, this could explain why people see things that are inhuman, or why they feel like they've lost time, because plasma literally opens up a portal or a gateway for you to be in other dimensions with these beings. that time is different there than here, and these are fluctuations within this field on Earth. This is also why you might see things at like Skinwalker Ranch or Bigfoot or these interdimensional beings or whatever you believe, because of your culture will reflect off plasma because it's reflective. Let's get to ghosts. I'm running out of time. So plasma is reflective like a mirror, and basically the special type of plasma I'm talking about, which is literally everywhere, reflects what we believe from our cultural beliefs, societal beliefs, and our limiting beliefs. So once you heal your trauma and limiting beliefs, you'll see the truth. You'll see the real plasma being. Until then, you might see demons if you're scared. You might see witch ladies or shadow people. Ghosts, ectoplasm, obviously plasma. Plasma can quantum tunnel. That's what ghosts do. They go through walls, biatch. So this plasma field, once again, is holding the consciousness of that ghost or spirit, which explains why we see it. Plasma explains everything. Also something interesting to think about angel and angle. Sacred geometry angles or angels, a new angle of perception. They might teach us things. Also when people talk about jellyfish and seeing these kind of aliens, funny enough, jellyfish are plasma. And the plasma is holding the light. And just funny enough, also they have a jellyfish shaped structure made of plasma in space. This is not a coincidence. Plasma. So really quick comparison. Reality is a screen, a plasma screen. There's not consciousness there, it's pure plasma. What your consciousness believes reflects off that. So if you hit an energetic bump in the plasma, you might see a demon or something scary because it's reflecting your fears and your state of mind. You might also see something cool or awesome if that's your state of mind. And when consciousness comes in, the TV turns on. So it's either your consciousness reflects off it or it's the conscious being inside the plasma pocket, which you're seeing. Two different types. This is the explanation for hallucinations. They are real in a sense. There are other worlds we tap into. I can explain this more in another video. I've ran out of time. But hopefully you see why plasmas are aliens and ghosts and all things in between.